On a fog-laden night in the small town of Ravens Hollow, I found myself on a desolate stretch of road, surrounded by dense woods. My car's headlights pierced through the mist, creating an eerie glow that seemed to dance with the shadows. As I navigated the winding road, a figure emerged from the darkness, thumb outstretched. Reluctantly, I pulled over to offer a ride to a young woman with pale skin and jet black hair. Her eyes held a haunted look, and her demeanor exuded an inexplicable unease. She introduced herself as Emily, claiming she was stranded after her car broke down. The atmosphere inside the car grew tense as we continued through the silent night. Emily's gaze remained fixed on the road ahead, but her words carried an unsettling weight. She began recounting a tale of a tragic accident that occurred on this very road years ago. A group of friends had been driving through the fog when they encountered a mysterious hitchhiker. Supposedly, they offered him a ride only for their car to veer off the road, leading to a fatal crash. As Emily shared the story, I noticed a cold breeze seeping into the car, despite the windows being tightly shut and settled. I pressed her for more details, but her responses became increasingly cryptic. It was as if the ghostly hitchhiker's presence lingered in the air. Suddenly, the car's engine sputtered, and the headlights flickered, casting an ominous gloom. Panic set in as Emily's demeanor shifted. Her eyes now mirrored the ghostly apparition she had described. A bone-chilling whisper echoed through the car, repeating words from the tragic tale she had woven. In a desperate attempt to escape the unfolding nightmare, I pleaded with Emily to leave the vehicle. As she stepped out into the mist, her figure dissolved, leaving behind an otherworldly silhouette that slowly faded into the night. Terrified and alone, I managed to restart the car. Speeding away from the haunted hitchhiker's realm, the fog gradually lifted, revealing the road ahead. Although I left Ravens Hollow physically unscathed, the echoes of that harrowing night lingered, etching a true driving horror story into the depths of my memory. In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, a solitary road known as Whispering Pines stretched through dense forests, earning its name from the eerie rustling of leaves that seemed to speak of long-forgotten secrets. It was on this desolate stretch of asphalt that my unsettling encounter unfolded. Late one autumn evening, I embarked on a road trip, seeking solitude and solace amidst the majestic scenery. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows on the winding road as darkness enveloped the landscape. The only companions were the rhythmic hum of my engine and the whispering winds through the pines, navigating the twists and turns. A strange chill settled in the air, and an inexplicable unease clung to the surroundings. The road seemed to extend endlessly into the night, and the forest canopy above created a tunnel of shadows that played tricks on my senses. In the distance, a flickering light emerged, resembling the glow of an old lantern. Intrigued, I slowed down, and the light drew closer. To my surprise, an antique-looking car materialized, moving at an unnaturally slow pace. Its flickering headlights cast an eerie glow, revealing a vintage vehicle, seemingly out of another era. As the mysterious car drew abreast, I glimpsed its occupants, a couple dressed in attire reminiscent of the early 20th century. Their faces were obscured by the dim light, but their eyes bore an intense, almost mournful gaze. The woman held a tattered map, and the man gestured toward it, silently pleading for assistance. In a moment of empathy, I decided to pull over and offer help. Even as a shiver ran down my spine, they spoke in hushed tones, mentioning they were lost and seeking a town that appeared on no modern map. As they pointed to an obscure route, the atmosphere grew thick with an otherworldly tension. Reluctantly, I agreed to lead them. My car now sandwiched between the antique vehicle and the encroaching forest. The road, once familiar, morphed into an unsettling labyrinth of shadows and twists. The air grew colder, and the whispering winds intensified as if the very trees harbored secrets that sought release. Suddenly, the antique car vanished, leaving me alone in the oppressive darkness. Panic set in as I realized the road ahead was unrecognizable, deviating from the path I knew. The forest seemed to close, and the whispering turning into haunting murmurs that echoed with a foreboding message. Desperation seized me as I tried to backtrack, but the road continued to shift, confounding any attempt to escape. Time lost its meaning, and fear gripped my heart. It was then that the haunting couple reappeared, standing at the roadside, their eyes now revealing a sorrowful knowledge beyond the mortal realm. And a surreal twist. They pointed to a hidden path, their silent gaze guiding me toward an escape route. As I followed their direction, the oppressive atmosphere lifted, and whispering pines returned to its familiar state. The antique car, the couple, and the ghostly whispers all vanished into the night, leaving me shaken but grateful to have emerged from the vanishing road's spectral clutches. On a desolate night, rain relentlessly hammered against my car as I traversed the winding roads of an unfamiliar countryside. The gloom intensified as the clouds swallowed the moon's feeble glow, leaving me at the mercy of my headlights piercing through the darkness. As I approached an old sign pointing to a forsaken route, named Whispering Pines, an unsettling feeling crept over me. Ignoring my instincts, I decided to take the ominous path, lured by a misguided sense of adventure. The road snaked through dense woods, their looming branches casting eerie shadows that danced menacingly in the dim glow of my headlights. The air became thick with an unexplainable tension, and a dense fog rolled in, obscuring my view. Panic set in as I strained to see through the mist, but the road ahead disappeared into an otherworldly haze. Suddenly, a ghostly figure materialized on the roadside, its spectral form barely visible through the fog. A chill crawled up my spine as I slowed down, unable to tear my eyes away from the ethereal being. It wore a tattered cloak that fluttered in the wind, and its vacant eyes seemed to pierce through the veil of my fear. A sense of impending doom settled over me as the figure extended a pale hand, gesturing towards the ominous path that lay ahead. Unable to resist the strange compulsion, I followed the ghostly directive, the whispers of the wind and rustling leaves guiding me deeper into the heart of the haunted woods. The fog thickened, making every turn an uncertainty, and the spectral figure disappeared as mysteriously as it had appeared. Abruptly, my car's engine sputtered and died, leaving me stranded in the pitch-black silence of the haunted forest. Panic surged as I desperately tried to restart the engine, but it remained stubbornly silent. The forest seemed to come alive with ghostly murmurs, and unseen eyes bore into me from the surrounding darkness. Dot in eerie stillness, shadows danced on the periphery of my vision, taking sinister shapes. Unearthly whispers filled the air, each word sending shivers down my spine. Time lost its meaning as the ghostly voices grew louder, their haunting cadence enveloping me in a surreal nightmare. Just when I thought I couldn't bear the suspense any longer, the engine roared back to life. Without hesitation, I floored the accelerator, escaping the clutches of the haunted woods. As I sped away, the fog lifted, and the ghostly voices faded into the distance. To this day, the memory of that night haunts me, a chilling reminder that some roads are best left untraveled, and the spirits that dwell within the shadows of whispering pines are not to be taken lightly.